I guess we should start with the bad news first.
All right. Yep, definitely bad news. So DJ Mister Cee,
Mm,
uh, a Brooklyn legend, a hip hop legend, passed away. 57 years old. At the moment, we don't know the cause of death, but his death has been confirmed by his family. Hot 97 put out statements. Different people who were close to him have begun putting up posts and statements about his passing. Most people know him for his ties to Biggie. And
celebrity, apparently,
yeah,
right?
Mr. Cee is had pivotal roles in the discovery of Biggie and also a pivotal role in the career of Big Daddy Kane. So he's a hip hop legend.
Yeah.
Um, this one is tough.
And a New York legend.
And a New York legend, a Brooklyn legend, all of the above. And so this one's heavy tonight.
Yeah.
And I just hope he passed peacefully.
Mm.
Uh, no, that's all I can say. He was also a DJ on High 97 for a long time. The culture owes him a lot.
Mhm.
Uh, I know that he wasn't always seen in the greatest light after a certain point, but I don't think that should be the focus. I think the focus should be his contributions to hip hop, his legacy in hip hop, and I think that's the things that we should focus on. Those are the things that we should focus on, and I think that we should celebrate him. As soon as I saw the post that you sent to our chat about him passing, I immediately thought of Letter to Big. There's a Jadakiss song called Letter to Big, and he said, Mr. C and BK still holding it down.
Yeah.
And I immediately thought of that. And I said, damn, that's crazy.
He was,
So,
he was really
you
young.
know, 57 is young. My dad is older than 57 by like a year.
Yeah.
He would not like me saying that, but currently he's
You just
57.
completely outed him there. You didn't. You could have
My
just been
dad is
like, "My
currently
dad.
57.
My dad is about that age."
My dad is currently
You like
57 right now,
basically
actually. I
did the
just thought
math
about it.
for us.
No, my dad is actually 57 right now. I just thought about it. His
Oh
birthday's
god.
coming and he's currently 57. It's not old at all.
No,
It's
it's
super
not.
it's rather young. Not super young. I take away the super, but it's
It's
really young and
fun. It's
it's young.
there's
Yeah,
still
it's
so
young.
much more life to live.
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
I want to see triple digits. I don't know about anybody else, but I would love to be a buck, you know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't mind it if I was.
I know some people
Oh,
feel the opposite.
it depends. I think it depends on what type of state you're in. I think if I'm still like I still have my mobility and I still have my faculties about me, then let's go. Let's do another year.
Right.
But I think sometimes that's not a lot of people's circumstances.
Yeah.
You end up in um, a lot of people end up losing their memory for one reason or another, or for one condition or another. Um, or they have mobility issues and things like that, and a whole host of other things that start happening to your body as you get older. So I can understand why people don't necessarily want to live to be 100, but I I just feel like I'll take what I can get. You know, I would love to live as long as possible, but uh, wherever life takes me, I just hope that at the end of my life, I had a full life, and and I was a happy person. You know what I mean? Like outside of that, however it's gonna be, it's gonna be. So, um, but to bring it back, yeah, it's like you said, he's so pivotal to Big Daddy Kane, um, Biggie, to just hip hop in general, to New York in general. Like,
Yeah.
just a lot of legacy there. I did learn a fun fact about him to let in the mood it a little bit. I did not know this. I don't know if you knew this. It's really funny and silly, but did you
Okay.
know that he had a tropical fantasy endorsement back in the day?
I
And
definitely did.
he helped curate one of the flavors.
Definitely did not.
I just learned this about him. I was looking him up just to make sure that I had all the facts straight for us to talk about him. And that's like one of the facts that's like one of the bullet points that Complex had done an article about him
Of
back in
course, Complex would
2013.
know. Of course.
They said other things that were very important.
I'm
They
sure.
talked about Biggie, they talked about Big Daddy Kane, but it was like an article about 6 things. I think it was 6 things you didn't know about Mr. C.
Okay.
And one of them was that he had a tropical fantasy endorsement back in the day. If you don't know what tropical fantasy is, well, then this conversation is simply not for you. But if you do know what tropical fantasy is,
Right.
I just think that's really funny. I had no idea that they were doing endorsements um,
Me neither.
back
We
in
were
the
so
day.
young.
We were really young.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't know about you, but tropical fantasy was a big part of my childhood. So that's
50 Cent
why
bust down.
right. So that's
That's
why
what
I'm
we
like,
called them.
oh
I'm
my
gonna get me a
gosh.
bag of chips and a 50 Cent bust down. That's what we called it.
Exactly. Exactly. So so that kind of tickled me a little bit. That was like a bright spot. I know it's silly and honestly, if you don't know what tropical fantasy is, again, I can't help you there.
Yeah,
But
you might not even know who Mister Cee is then.
right. But I thought it was cool. They even let him curate his own flavor.
Why not?
Yeah. So I thought that was a fun little note about him that I just didn't know. And I guess how would you know? Because like you said, we were pretty young when that was happening. So
Yeah, definitely.
but anyway,
Yeah.
may
Well,
you rest in peace.
I was just about to say, yeah. R.I.P. to Mister Cee, and thank you to DJ Mister Cee.
Yeah. Yeah. Couldn't say it better myself.
Yeah. This one's heavy.
It really is.